Good here, Joe?
You gotta see his outfit. Back up.
right.
See the outfit. How you doing?
More than my nose hairs. What the hell?
How you doing,
No,
Joe?
if I back up, that doesn't mean you come
No,
forward.
we're here. We're good.
Okay?
Yeah.
In fact, just for that, I'm backing up another
That's
half foot.
fine. That's fine.
Go ahead.
But Joe,
Yeah.
almost 18 years ago to the day, looking back at a great lightweight fight, Corrales Castillo, and you famously
Has
said
it been 18 years? Wow. I know it's been a long time. Time goes by quickly.
the fight's almost of legal age now to graduate and get a drink.
It's funny.
But you famously said when Corrales went back to the corner, you better fucking get inside on him now. Do you envision a scenario where you gotta deliver that kind of message again to Garcia?
Yeah, well, you never know what you're going to deliver, when you're going to deliver it, how or why. But it seemed appropriate at that particular moment. And there's various reasons why I would choose to say that as opposed to run or hold. So it's, you've got a few milliseconds to observe what happens in the ring during that brief moment in time, and then you have to calculate what you want your fighter to do by virtue of his body language. And that kind of happens in split-second time. So thank God I was able to say something that was encouraging and that it was fairly accurate, and it proved to be beneficial.
Any similar vibes heading into this fight as it was 18
I didn't have that vibe going into that fight. You don't know what's going to happen. You never know. This could be the opposite of what you might think it's going to be. So then you say, well, what if it's this type of fight or that type of fight? I think the smartest thing to do is to have a couple of game plans in case one doesn't work. You got something else to fall back on. 2, to train for the hardest, most grueling, bloodiest 12 rounds you can think of. And then anything less than that is a gift. So train for the hardest, toughest, bloodiest fight, 12-round fight you can think of, and then see what happens.
Davis, he had talk about having people in camp, and Ryan got hurt with a body shot. Then he said he actually got stopped. And what's your response to all that, Joe?
I would say I'd like to know where he got that information.
Can you?
Ryan never missed a day of training. Period. If he got any information, it was not from any reliable source. Period.
Can you say, unequivocally, that's false, him getting stopped in this training camp?
I thought I just said that unequivocally.
Right.
Whatever information he got was wrong.
Got it. And speaking of the camp, you said this was a top 5 camp for the ever.
When I said, yes, of all the camps that I've had, this is, and when I say the top 5, it could be anywhere in that top 5. It doesn't have to be 5. It could be 2 or number 1. It's been that intense, that electrifying. Ryan's just attacked every round, every mile on the road, every round in the ring with ferocity. Just incredible. Yeah. One of the great camps I've ever been involved in.
What are the other camps you could put alongside of this one that you've spent?
Well, the reason Corrales was able to bounce back from those 2 knockdowns in the 10th round is because he's in the top. His camp was in the top 5. We had the greatest sparring. We sparred multiple rounds, sometimes above and beyond what anybody would consider prudent. But Diego loved being in the ring. He'd rather be sparring than hitting heavy bats. So, Corrales Castillo, that training camp for that number 1 fight was incredible. The training camp where Relis fought Jesse James Lahoff and won the title, Gabriel Relis. Incredible camp. Brutal camp. The camp where Rafael beat Pendleton for the title. Rafael Relis. In '94. another in the top five. So, you know, all various championship fights that rate up there, and other ones as well. Just too many to, you know, they're kind of interchangeable. A lot of the top 10 camps, because I've had dozens and dozens and dozens.
And what do you make of the bet between the two fighters, putting all their purse on the line, or does any part of you say, hey, leave me and Calvin out of that? You know, let you know, don't bet. But no, but what do you think of both fighters saying?
Well, I've always stayed out of the fighters, you know, their repartee. Is it, you know, I'm not fighting anybody. And then sometimes you know, you reap the benefits or suffer the consequences of talking. So me, I just stay out of it. I let the fighters who are going to back it up do it. It's not my job or responsibility. I think Calvin is a class act. Kenny Porter, I think they know what they're doing. They stay out of it. They let the fighters go at it. They're the ones who are going to have to actually fight. You know, so it's not going to do me any good to talk trash. I've got nothing bad to say anyway. You know, this is rarefied air. These guys worked their whole life to get here. I understand it. I understand fighters, and I understand their psychology and mentality. And I say, if you're a talker, you better be able to back it up.
Thank you, Joe. Best of luck
got it
Saturday
so much.
night.
Yeah, thank you.